Dear learners, welcome to the fourth session of fifth week. In this session, we are going to discuss an important aspect, digital data product. And then we will dwell into area of information security, cyber security, data protection, and privacy law. My idea is to give you a glimpse of this area and also give you some important references so that in case you want to study further, you want to go in detail, you can refer those references. Now you are seeing a busy slide here. If you remember in the last session, in the 6th or 7th slide, we discussed that there are some limitations in data usages. It has, in most of the cases, data is being used by only few people, of only one or two purposes. Is there any way, or is there any representation or method by which data can become as a product? Like this is a mobile phone, and I can use this mobile phone for n purposes, n number of purposes. Sometimes I use it for the talking. Sometimes I use this phone for taking the photos, and sometimes I use this phone for finding the map. So there are multiple uses. So like that, a data which is a resource, in our data lake, how we can make, is there any encapsulation, is there a model kind of thing available which make the data reusable as a product, and different situations the same data can be used. So industry has work on this need, and gradually the digital data product model has come up, which we are seeing in this slide now. So in the traditional approach, data solution use cases, teams identify data they need from source systems and create data sets feed only for their particular solution, which I talk about that now. In the new methods of creating data product, in data product approach, use case team build solution by leveraging standardized data products, wiring technologies together, following consumption architect pattern which reduce work, simplify the enterprise data architecture, and decrease the time it takes to realize value. This narration or this depiction I have taken from a very important article published in HBR, a better way to put your data to work. As you are seeing on the right hand side, there are some use cases specific data set, and which is the same use case or same data is being used for different purposes. I like to explain this with the help of one example. We are aware of the Aadhaar, and Aadhaar is being used in a multiple manner in multiple applications, and it's the same code, same software code which is being used in different situations. Sometimes the bank make use of the Aadhaar for your verification. You use Aadhaar for creating the new account you want to create in the bank. So and you like to sometimes you use Aadhaar for our identification at the check post or at the airport. So Aadhaar is the same product, same software code is being used as a product, as a digital product which is stored in the government system of Aadhaar or India stack system. So it is intangibly scalable, interactive, instant distribution. It doesn't delay that. It is available instantly, and multiple concurrent use. Same Aadhaar code can be used concurrently. It will not wait. Say the bank is using. So this is the good characteristic, good explanation of a digital product. If somebody wants to know what is digital product, Aadhaar is a good example. Same way, the UPI is also another good example. We know that UPI system is being used interchangeably by many banks, many fintech companies. Even we make use of UPI system. So this is a way now. Today is a modern trend that Aadhaar is a 12-digit number. The 12-digit number is a data is being used in differently. How we make Aadhaar kind of thing as a digital product, that is right now is a opportunity in our enterprises. So when you are using data for Industry 4.0, like you want to use data for predictive analytics, you want to use same data for some other projections, some reports, and some decisions. How we make the data as a product, as a digital product, that is what is the requirement. For that, there are some approaches, there are some methodologies which we should try to learn that. Now coming to the main topic of information security and data security. My focus will be more on the cyber security, but let us start with the information security, which most of the time you must be aware of that. The information security deal with the confidentiality, integrity, availability of information. Three things, we call CIA, confidentiality, integrity and availability. With the help of this, confidential, this kind of framework, we protect our information, protect the information and information system from unauthorized use of storage, access, and transmission. So it is very important. Like you have, information available on your desktop, or in your laptop. How you preserve that? You have some password to log into your desktop. Suppose there is a hacker which can take control of your laptop data, or then they can not only delete the files, they can also make a copy of those files. So for that purpose, you use certain protections. Commonly used system is called firewall. We use a firewall. Only authorized people can access my laptop data. And sometimes when you want to give access to the third party, you download a app, for any app is one app through which you can give control or you can give access to your third party. So these are the three things: confidentiality, integrity, availability. If somebody asks what is the information security, it should be explained with the help of CIA. What is cyber security? So cyber security is also a connected field. It is more connected with the information coming from the other sources, But internal information also it deal with. Cybersecurity is the coordinated deployment of people, process, technology to protect critical system sensitive information from digital attacks. So we are seeing, today in the digital era, day by day the digital attacks, or digital fake sites are coming. There are different methods, they are using. And this is a matter of concern. The cyber attacks are increasing day by day. So what kind of attacks are there? Phishing attacks, social engineering, tricking valid users. So phishing, they try to make use, they try to pretend that they are the real website, or they are real the person, and you'll be invited to use that website, and suddenly you find that you are in the trap. You are in the trap. Internet facing service risk. Whenever we use internet, if we don't use carefully, like we are using our net banking account, or we are using our this debit or credit card. If we are not particular about the OTP and all those things, we may sometime have to face some very difficult situation. We may lose money also. Password account compromise. So these are the common cyber attack gates, I will call them. And one of the important gate is called DDoS. What is DDoS? Denied of services. So the hackers attack in such a way in your, and that we will be learning in the subsequent slide. They find a gateway to enter in your system. And then they try to malicious things they do. Sometimes they delete your code, delete the data. So denial of services is also very important. Is a very common and is a very important technique of cyber attacks. This is a very important slide. I would like to spend some time explaining. This is the real world. It's called Understanding Security Ecosystem. This slide has been released by government organization called DSCI, which work along with the NESCOM. I was once upon a time on the committee of one of the committee of cyber security policy of the DSCI. You can see it is showing in this 4 layers of security: organization layer, organization security, information security, national security, and cyber security. Information security, we have dealt what is cyber security and how they are interconnected, or is there any overlapping, how information security is a part of organization security, and how organization security is a part of national security. Like there is an organization like BARC, or organization like RBI or State Bank of India, their security is a national security. Defense organization security is a national security. So, and similarly, if there is information leak, this may be due to some cyber attack, it is due to cyber attack. So, there is overlapping of information security and cyber security. And what is the organization? Yeah, there is a perimeter security also. It's called disruption of physical infrastructure, which may cause organization security, disruption on physical infrastructure of an organization bearing on national security also. Like, there may be bomb attack or earthquakes, so that is very common nowadays. We find that, so this is also one of the important things. How you govern this, indifferent or VUCA kind of situation. Is there any governance framework? Are there any tools available? So how you do that? So this is a highly complex situation, complex scenario, and we have to deal with that. We have in our country there is an organization called CERT, CERT, which is responsible for providing the national security. So any of the organization which come under the threat of cyber security, they have to report their event through cyber cell to the CERT. Like they are sensitive organizations like banks, or marketing and energy companies like Bharat Petroleum, IOCL. If they face any cyber security threat, they have to inform to CERT. So this slide shows the kind of cyber risk are there for manufacturing industry, and equally risks are there for other industries like retail or healthcare. So these are very common risks like ransom attack, where these are type of attack where threat actors like control of a target assets. They target a asset. Like suppose you have a machine, or you have some sensitive databases, you have some software running. They will do the ransom attack and they will control that. They will try to take a control of that. This happened many times. Few months back, one airline system has come under the ransom attack. So somehow it has been rescued. And it was failed. It was made to fail. Social engineering attacks are exploit people by benefiting. This is also a very common way of where the attackers make use of the behavior of some people. They try to convince some internal staff, and they take the advantage of that, and they try to subsidize facilities or access to enterprise or organization systems. Then supply chain attacks are also very common nowadays. A focus on the interaction and connection between organization and their supplier. So if a supplier is cut with the organization, so there will be a disruption in the services. Attacker use the service supplier vulnerability. So whenever there is a vulnerability which we are going to study, these attackers try to take advantage of that. Now in the world of AI, AI also help to find this kind of vulnerability very fast. So that is also another threat which is emerging with the help of AI systems. And there are quite a few insider attacks which we have seen. Many banks and many organizations, we have seen that some of the internal staff do a mischievous activity. They sometimes share that sensitive passwords to the external world. They steal the data and sell the data in the open market. These kind of attacks are there. Is there any governance framework which will protect the company interest, organization interest, even from the insiders? And then there is a very common attack which is called denial of services, which I explained in the previous slide, which is also, this is a very dangerous situation where outsider take the control of your system by denial of services, kind of things. So according flooding the target, a lot of data they will they will send a lot of traffic on their website, and it will try to jam that website with that data so that nobody can access that data. Keep flooding the data on the website. Keeps flooding the request to that website, and this is one kind of denial of services. There is a mechanism they make use of that, but there are many other mechanisms by which they can make your services inactive completely for the outside world, for the customers. This slide shows that increasing cyber threats in manufacturing. So very important to know, and this is a report which is worth studying, that what kind of what is the now gamut of these threats increasing, and is there any resilience method which organization should adopt. So all these kind of questions are being discussed in this report released by World Economic Forum. Now coming back to that, the technical aspect of cyber security, if we like to have a good governance of cyber security, so as per the best practices, these are the 7 layers of cyber security one should take action. Human layer, perimeter security layer, which is outside your premises, or which is a perimeter of your premises. Network security layer, which is when your data are being accessed through network. Application security layer, this is also very important. Your application should be secured. So how to secure with the help of some security aspects. Endpoint security, this is a gateway. These are the endpoints, are your gateways. You will have n number of endpoints in your company when you are using some devices. So every device has to be protected by endpoint. And data security layer, which also is very important around your databases and your data assets and mission critical areas. So whole lot of actions are required to protect all these 7 layers. Is there any framework available? So this is what is the question. The left hand side slide, thanks to ChatGPT, I have asked ChatGPT to in respect of the 7 layer, try to create a image, metaphor image. So this is what I got the output. This is a very important slide. Seeing is believing. I have given the analogy with a castle. If you see the good castles, you will find different layers of the security in the castles. The king lives over here, but to reach to this central court, there are various barriers. There are 3-4 layers of protection which you will find. So I have tried to map them with the protection or barriers which we require in the software systems, like firewall, endpoint, patching, security layer. We have security layer and vulnerability scanning. We keep all the time doing periodically every week or every month. Sometime some companies, they do vulnerability studies every day. Also, is there any vulnerability is there in the system anywhere? It should be patched. So this kind of protection, as we see in case of a castle, is required in enterprise data systems as well as and for the organizations, all organizations. What is the technical architecture of for this kind of protection? In this slide, very interestingly, is being shown that first of all, it should be governed by some policy frameworks. There should be physical layer, so that when somebody is entering in your premises, there should be a identity check. There should be thorough biometric check. So all those things are the physical layers. Then there should be perimeters. After entering that, you should limit that person visit. Where he should go, he should not go everywhere. He should go to the particular person to meet or whatever they want to do. So it's a perimeter test. So, and then these are the things which we already discussed about the firewall and application security, data security. So different layers of security has to be considered, so that any malicious person or malicious attempt is being made on an organization has to pass different levels of the security. This similar situation like in the case of Castle. I have shown in the slide, I have described in this slide all these layers, several 4 or 5 layers of defense in depth kind of situation which we have discussed. So this picture shows that the framework of the layered security which we should try to build in our organization, especially when we are developing Industry 4.0 solution. Why it is so important in case of Industry 4.0 solution? Because in case of Industry 4.0 solutions, we are mostly we will be dealing with the devices. They are novice devices. They don't have like a human being. They don't have any intelligence. Who is accessing them, or who is going to do the malfunctioning with the device. So we need very structured approach to guard or govern our all equipments and manufacturing plant. So this is the architecture which is being recommended. You should have the first policy framework for prevention. Then you should have very solid operation aspects, security dashboard that keep giving you the on real time basis what is happening in the organization, what is happening in your manufacturing plant. And then you have different layers like data security, application security, endpoint security, network security, and perimeter security, which we have discussed in previous slides. So this is also one picture speaks 1,000 words. I will say you have to keep in mind that when you are dealing with the security, you have to work on all these layers for a strong security. So I have come to the end of this with the control framework of the cyber security. Again, we are being guided by our principle called people process technology. We have to think about when we want to have a control framework, we have to think about what all is required to control the people level, at the people level, whether we should give training, whether we should arm them with the anti-phishing exercises kind of thing. Similarly, we should also have quite a few the process governance. What kind of processes we should implement in the organization so that we can mitigate any risk. So one of the important processes is called the management reporting, risk management, an audit, time to time audit and drills. It's called mock drills. Mock drills, we try to simulate a situation when outsider is trying to attack our system. So this is also one of the important processes. And then a host of technologies which are very important to govern, because without technology you will not be able to implement any process framework. So for which kind of technology we should make use of that is also. So process, people, technology, this is a fundamental framework for control, cyber security control. I have shown here the NIST. We know that NIST is an organization in USA which provide very robust studies how to govern the different aspect of security. And this is a NIST framework which I am showing over here around the people process technology. Identity, start with identity, protect, detect, response, and recover. So these are the 5 steps which is required by any organization. Identify the risk, protect from the attack, detect what kind of attack is happening, and then respond accordingly with the help of technology or whatever and processes. And then if some damage has happened, then you should recover from that damage. So this is the 5-layer architecture which NIST has recommended, and we need to implement that. In this slide, I have shown detailed action plan that how you should identify, what action you should take for the identification, what action you should take for protection, what action you should take for detection, then responding, and then recover. So like for case of identification, company should have a risk assessment plan. They should set up a assessment framework, at what level risk has to be assessed. Any document or any information you are passing, what is the risk? So many organizations are having some controls before passing any information to outside world. It has to be approved, some sensitive information, then only it can be handed over to the outside world. We will find this, if you want to learn, the best place to learn the practices which defense organizations are using in case of risk assessment. Then security and architecture, these all are technical areas which will require a lot of discussion. So I thought I'll share this common slide so that in case you like to have a holistic picture of cyber security control, this will help you to understand what kind of actions are required in different 5 layers, which as per the NIST, which we are supposed to implement in our organization. So we have come to the end of our presentation. Why cyber security program fail? Why there is no definite answer. The answer lies in the what we have discussed, people, process, technology, the framework which we are using, that will decide that, the chances of, success of our cyber security. So we have to be very, very technical. We have to be very, very organized, systematic in our organizations for the governance of cyber security from the outside threats. This is one slide, which I have prepared, a very important slide, that there should be stakeholder governance, because without that, this is not the work of only IT department or a computer department or a digital team. This is the work of the organization, because when any problem happen, the organization will be affected, not the only IT department will be affected. So as per this standard framework, there should be a three-line defense. First line defense is the employees. They should be then there should be risk compliance, that is the internal audit. And then third line is your independent assessment. We should keep doing with the help of some outside agencies. This is a kind of defense we should try to build up in our organization. Then there should be a governing committee headed by the board. In large companies, as we know, this cyber security aspect is a board matter now. It is not only limited to general managers or any director. Cyber security is a subject where the board take the view and give the direction to the down the line guys. Then there should be a steering committee like this, and then we have a framework, where this called RACI stakeholder framework. There are different stakeholders in the governance of cyber security. We have to empower them, we have to train them, they should know their responsibility and accordingly take action in the given situation. I will like to discuss this data privacy, data protection in the next session. So let us discuss this very important area also nowadays in the governance of the organization data. So thank you very much. We will discuss this aspect in the next session.